Hey friends, it's Sin. I'm back to do another review. This is for Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 2, I've Never Met My Fiance. So we starting off with Karen and Miles, and we know last episode Karen found out who Miles was. Someone sent a text and she found out. So she's a little upset. She's emotional. She doesn't really know if she wants to go through with it because she said Miles isn't her type and he seems emotional, which made me mad because, like, first of all, girl, you emotional, so stop playing. And he seems like a really nice person and she should just give it a chance. So, she out there hyperventilating, crying, kind of having like a little breakdown and having doubts about getting married. And then they pan over to Miles, and Miles is just like, hey, excited, he ready to get married. So it's just, I felt a little bad for Miles. I'm like, dang, he don't even know she in there like losing her mind. But they end up, walking down the aisle. They do get married. Miles is so sweet. He just keeps checking and making sure Karen is okay the whole time that they're like up at the altar about to get married, because she's crying and he's just making sure she's all right. So he just seems like such a sweet guy, and they look honestly really cute together. They look adorable. And after they get married, they do a thing where the husband and wife get to talk with each other over like a little bit of champagne. They get to know each other, and their conversation isn't awkward at all. Karen is seeming more relaxed. She's like, okay, I feel way better when I met him because he's a gentleman and he seems like a really kind person. And they seem like they have things that are in common that they could mesh well together. So this seems like it's going to be going well, and I'm continuing my prediction. I think that they will stay together. The only thing that's a little awkward is when they go to take their pictures together. Karen doesn't like to be touched, so soon. She likes to move really slowly, so it's a little awkward for her to be that close to him. So that, that's fine. Everybody likes to do things their own time. But if I was getting married to him, I'd have been a little close. Y'all know I think Miles cute. But yeah, it's a cute wedding, and then they go to their reception and everybody says their speeches, and Miles' friend's speech was adorable. It was so funny. It's one of the funniest speeches I've seen on Married at First Sight. And it was sweet. And then he ended it. He's like, Miles, the great person. When he say I do, he does. I was like, aw, that was so sweet. I almost cried. It was just adorable. But that's it with them. It's just like a nice, cute, happy wedding. They don't have any red flags. Nothing bad going on besides the fact that, Karen was a little hyperventilating before the wedding. But smooth sailing for them for right now. And it's Olivia and Brett, and we see Olivia and she's really excited to get married. She's just really happy, and I feel so bad for her because she doesn't know the train wreck that is coming towards her at full blast. She has no idea what these freaking experts have set her up for. Poor girl. And she's just like, yeah, I just want to, make sure I find someone who, is going to love me back. And I'm like, oh, Olivia, why they do this to you? So I'm just like, oh gosh, dreading this whole thing because Brett is trash and not cute, might I add, because he thinks he's so cute and he's not. So she gives Brett a gift, and she gives him a star that she named after them, and it's called like Taking a Chance or Leap of Faith, something like that. And I'm just like, oh, she's so sweet, she's so kind, but this is just a setup, girl. They set you up. You don't even know it. It's terrible. If I was watching this back and I was selling sort of setup they gave me, I'm knocking every one of them experts out, the producers at Lifetime, whoever's the head of Married at First Sight, y'all, we fighting if I'm Olivia. Square up, because it's going down. That's what's going to happen. But what cracked me up is that Olivia, in that ad placement that Lifetime wanted to have, she's like, oh, do you like the ring I got for my, soon-to-be husband? I got it from Diamonds Direct. And the camera pans in, and it's like, ding, Diamonds Direct. I'm done with y'all, Lifetime. What is this, 1950? And we just throwing ads in the middle of it and act like we don't know what it is? I'm done. I was so done with them. But whatever. The ring was nice. Then we see Brett hanging out with like his family, his brothers, and they're just like, oh, Brett, you're really sarcastic, and she's gonna have to be fine with us being like a little rowdy and us making fun of people. And Brett talks to the camera and he's just like, yeah, if she don't like the sarcasm, she either gonna have to like it or just ignore it because I'm not gonna change myself. And I just feel like people who say stuff like that, like especially they say, oh, I'm sarcastic, typically they're not sarcastic, they're rude. And I just feel like that's gonna end up happening. And honestly, I hope Olivia be rude back. But that's what I just feel like it is when he says sarcastic. A lot of people use sarcasm to be mean, and it's trashy. And Brett is trashy, so I wouldn't put it past him. So then they're, getting married, and the families say their speeches about each person, you know, like getting to know Olivia, and this is what you should know. And everything they say about her is nice. And for Brett, everything they say is rude because his family like sarcasm, and they're like, yeah, he has no filter. Like, they are being sarcastic, but everything they're describing shows that he doesn't have a good personality. And if I was Olivia, I'd be like, oh my God, I need to run. And they're like, he has no filter, and he might get grumpy, but feed him. So, what? Like, what is the good? Can I get some good qualities, please? Oh, there are none. Got it. I understand. And then Brett says his vows, and he's like, I promise to be honest. I'm like, okay, Brett, you promise to be honest when you was just out the night before trying to get with a whole bunch of women? Yeah, sure, we believe you. So, then they had their little, you know, champagne section where they're talking, getting to know each other, and Olivia is starting a lot of conversation, and Brett is just sitting there awkward, and it's not even fully awkward. It's like he's not really invested, like he doesn't really care about what she's saying, and he keeps making all these weird faces. He's like, like that. I don't. It's like he's really standoffish, and he's saying, oh, I'm really attracted to her and I'm interested in her, but like, I don't believe him. I don't believe either he's attracted to her or he just is disinterested because, you know, he doesn't really care about marriage, but he's just being very strange. And it also might be because he's drunk, because he seems a little bit like an alcoholic. I don't want to diagnose somebody, but he's not an alcoholic. So that might be it too. I'm not really sure. Then at the wedding, you know, they say their speeches, each family member, and his brother's speech is terrible about him. He's just telling things about his life. Oh, he got his head stuck in a bucket. Oh, he used to steal all of the treats inside of the box. Like, okay, is there a point to this speech? His family is strange. They weird. They real weird. And I was like, oh, right, I guess that's a wedding speech if you want to call it one. So Brett is just real strange. Even when like Olivia's father talks to him, even when Olivia's mother talks to him, he's just like, or they clink their glass together and they're like, oh, kiss, and he's just like, like he just doesn't care at all. He literally doesn't care, and she needs to get out of the situation. Last point about Olivia and Brett, which is really not about them, is Olivia mother hair. Girl, anytime she come on the screen, I be like, oh, that hair flawless. That gray hair is so nice. It is just swinging everywhere. Does she got her hair done every day? I need to know. It looked great. Next is Amani and Wood, and I was calling her the wrong name for the last review I did, but I was calling her Mari, I think. But Amani and Wood, and Amani is getting ready, and she's just like, yeah, she's excited, but to get married. She's just like, I hope they really give me a good person, because she's been treated wrong a lot of times in relationships. She's the one where she found out like somebody had a whole wife, I think, when she was with them. So I'm just like, really? And y'all pick Wood for her? Like, Amani deserves a really good person. She seems like a very nice person. She's adorable, and she deserves a good person. She doesn't deserve someone that's not gonna be, you know, a good husband to her. And then we also see Wood. Now, I told you from the beginning, I'm not a fan of Wood because I feel like he's not the marrying type. He's not ready to be married. I will say in this episode, he looks like he is trying. I don't know if that's going to still transfer when they fully get married. You know, I don't think he's like Brett was. Obviously, he doesn't care. I think that Wood thinks he's ready for marriage, and he's not. That's the thing. So I don't know if he doesn't seem like a bad person, but he shouldn't have signed up for the show because I don't think he's ready for marriage. So he's sitting there with his family. He got his mother there, and his mother's like, are you sure you want to get married? Like, are you sure? And you know they can't play it because they really like, are you sure? You be hanging around a lot. You used to be sleeping with a lot of people. You sure you're trying to get down with this? And he's like, yes, I'm sure. Him and his mother hugging. He's crying. So it's like, I feel like he does want to put his past ways away. I just don't know if it'll happen. But for Amani's sake, I really hope so, because she deserves a gentleman and someone that's going to be good for her. She doesn't deserve the experts be put her through a situation that she don't need to be in, okay? And if they do, she need to come over there and fight them too. Then they go, you know, and they get married, and Wood is just being hilarious. Like, he's funny, so he's acting a fool when they're about to get married. So he comes off as very likable. So I know that Amani likes him. So that goes well. He likes her. She likes him. They find each other both attractive. So, you know, that's simple for them. Oh, when they get married, I love they jump the broom. Black American tradition. Love when black people do the Black American traditions when they get married, because it's cute. And besides that, they go do the, you know, get to know each other part, sip sippy, and they're, you know, getting along well. Wood is flirting with her, and they find out that they both work with children, so that's good. But Wood is a little annoying because he's just like, oh, you mixed with something, and good for you, Amani, because, you know, black women always with it. She's like, I'm black mixed with black. Don't play with me. You don't gotta be mixed with nothing to be as fly as me. Don't play. And he's like, all right. Yeah, don't do that. Let's not. Okay? Let's not. But then they toast to hashtag Black Love. Miles and his friends before the wedding too was like, Black Love. I'm all here for this Black Love, but it needs to be real wood, and he better treat Imani right. I don't care if the relationship don't even work out. I wish it will. I just don't have no faith in him. But even if it can't work out, because he don't belong getting married, he better not treat her bad at all. So then they go to the wedding and like the reception, and they're having a good time, and they're dancing and they're enjoying themselves because they both like to dance, and it's really cute. They look like a cute couple, honestly, if it could work. But they look cute. And Wood's cousin, his nice, genuine speech that he had for him, it was so sweet. I was crying. I was just like, it was so nice. He just talked about how he think Wood is such a good person, and he saw him growing up, and this is what they always wanted in a life, and that he loved him. It was just sweet. It was so sweet. I just loved it. So the men in their nice little like reception speeches were cute. Like, how do you always get the best speeches? I don't understand. It was adorable though. Loved it. So those are everybody gets married. Then they show us for a little bit Amelia and Bennett. I'm close Brett. Then they show us Amelia and Bennett, and we see that Amelia's getting ready. Amelia actually did brush her hair. She could have had less big earrings and took that burden inside her head, but I'm gonna let it go because you know she liked that eccentric stuff. So she honestly doesn't look bad, and her dress is really cute. So just that bird. I wish she took that bird on her head. So she gets her gift from Bennett, and he gave her a little rock, like I think on a necklace that he got when he went hiking or something somewhere. So that fits in with her whole theme, and she's like, oh yay. So she's all happy. Then we see Bennett and his mother together, and his mother is hilarious to me because she just speaks like she's in a play and very dramatic. She's just like, I can't believe next time I see you, you're gonna be married. I just can't wrap my head around what's going on. La 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 la. Like, I was just like, is she in a play? Is it a musical? I think she's hilarious. But she was like, boy, put some jelly in your hair, something. Where's the product? I'm gonna agree with her. Bennett brushes his hair unlike Amelia usually, but he could have added some product, a little mousse, to, you know, make this look more polished. And then lastly that happens is just that they're about to get married, you know, and her 3 bridesmaids come out with their wildly colored dresses and veils, and one of them is riding a unicycle, because what else would it be for Amelia's wedding, right? It has to look like it's slightly in a circus. And that was shady. Come on, shade. But she stick to how she is, so that's good. And she's walking down the aisle, and she see Bennett. She tell her mother, like, oh shoot, I met him before. And Bennett knows he's met her. So they get up to the front, and the officiator, what do they call them, the people who marry them? Official? And they're like, okay, meet Amelia for the first time. He's like, oh, we already met. Bennett looks so awkward. He looks so awkward, like he don't know what to do with the situation. Amelia's like, I'm like, Amelia, close your goddamn mouth. My gosh, you met her before, but please lift your chin up and keep the mouth shut. Thank you. That's what I'm gonna need you to do. So that's the cliffhanger we end on. Bennett looking awkward and Amelia, with her mouth open the whole time. So we're gonna see how this whole them meeting each other before affects their marriage and this whole relationship, or just like this little wedding scene. Let's see how it goes. But you know how Lifetime like to be playing with us. It's probably gonna go fine. They just want to make it seem like it's bad, and it's not. You can't trust them. You can't. But that's it for this episode. It actually was pretty good. I still hate Brett. I don't think Wood is ready for marriage, but I am praying that somehow it's a miracle and he becomes ready for Imani, because they would be adorable together. Miles and Karen, cute. And you know, that's really it. We'll see Henry and Christina get married, and Amelia and Brett get married next episode. So that's it for my review and recap of Married at First Sight, season 11, episode 2. I've never met my fiance. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.